When was the new moon recently? When was it? I got a psychic transmission about. These people are not wise in their manipulations. They have the technology, but they don't know how to use it properly. They really shouldn't use it. It's just a way to magnify what naturally goes on. It's a way to overarch what naturally goes on. Playing around with the ether, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I woke in the cab of my truck, and there, directly above me, at the passenger side window, there was a lone cloud formation. It had the perfect likeness of Yanaba. I've made certain, little entreaties or proposals, of perhaps a business nature, perhaps more, and I've indicated that, and I looked into, this woman's astrological information, and I think there's some promising things, some promising things, but their interests that really don't want me and her to get together, we proved to be some kind of hill-raising Bonnie and Clyde, so to speak, not in some conventional sense, but so this cloud face was looking at me very suspiciously and disapprovingly. And, she'd put out a video where, I mean, they certainly led me to believe, I mean, she attracts all kinds of people to her, um, but they had led me to believe that she had had some second conversation with me, some second phone conversation with me. And she's saying, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I'm not under. I can't be. Is it possible that I'm under such a severe degree of mind control that I could not, that I would have disassociated from that, or I would have awakened in the middle of the night and then called her. You know, they cut off my first conversation with her, my first and only, what I believe to be my first and only conversation. They're just leading me to believe this, and they have somebody else, who's she's talking to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I had another little vision. Dania was talking to my mother, and she was saying we're interested in Gabe, he needs to stop doing this shit. And it is true that I'm being manipulated in terrible ways. I'm sabotaging myself, and I've demonstrated this enough. I think people know how awful this is. I think people know how awful it is, what is happening to me and what has happened to me. I mean, if they're allowing all these videos to be public, I'm telling you that there's absolutely no way. I've experienced such a lot of all this manipulation, so many anomalous things. I could show you all kinds of things. Let's look. Let's look. Is this thing charged up enough? Okay. Well, I could show you some interesting things. If you ever seen this stuff on your screen, well, we'll see. Yeah. You know, the other day there was a man. He was making it very obvious that his throat chakra was unsuppressed. That he was willing to provide me with some intelligence. I considered the party. I considered those congregated together. I wanted to approach. I was just so discombobulated over everything that's been going on. I mean, it's as though I'm John Hinckley Jr. The man who shot President Reagan or something. And he's thinking that a young Jodie Foster is like telling him to do this. It's crazy. It's crazy the kind of the techniques they're using on me. In fact, I recently bought a book about MKUltra, patents related to MKUltra. I was looking through. I was reading through some of them. This stuff is really serious. It's real. People develop this stuff, friends, and they say, "Oh, wow, it works. Yeah, we can sell this to the government," or it's real. You got patents from like the 1960s and the 1950s, and some like in the 90s and the 2000s, and I saw one from 2011. They talk about all these different techniques, with drugs, all these different drugs, drug combinations, all these different little transmitters and transceivers and all this very complex. How to put these RF signals on this carrier wave and then beam it into somebody's head, and it conducts in their on the bones of their inner ear, and all this stuff. You don't even need to use implants necessarily. But there's stuff about nanotech. There's all kinds of stuff. Nanotech processes. They're varied. All kinds of nanotech processes are used in the creation of all kinds of things. It's people figure something out then they just use that template again and again and again. Figure out how to anyway. But it's just been overwhelming. They were shutting off my camera, and this one remaining camera to me, and I can't upload anything with my phone, and I know, right? But you're gonna be a more driven person and a more driven and sharp type of person, more Martian, so to speak, at the age of 35. You know. In the meantime, I mean, we could work things out. It's not I'll be real easy with you. I think you're together we can be a lot less crazy. But I think yeah, you don't like, I don't know what was said in this supposed conversation that we had. You know, I'm not precisely sure. Something about how, well, I've got to teach a deeper lesson to these people. I'm going to show that I have all these, that I always had all of their traits, in excess, and I was stronger than them. You know, so in diminishing myself, to say certain things and be at liberty to say all kinds of things, to do that. Um, you know, yeah, I just wind up a myth. I just be a myth, and that would perhaps help future generations in a way, but I don't know. It's better to stay in infinity. It's better to be part of the never ending loop. You know, whatever exactly happens. Whatever exactly happens, the highs and the lows, and we don't really know the future. Let me just show you. Let's see. Let me show you this video here. It's far more powerful to reproduce yourself. And yeah, I am not a cannibal. I am not a serial killer. I'm not a child molester. I'm a very conventional sort of person, and very very. I regulate myself very carefully, but I understand about extremes. I understand what leads people into all kinds of extremists. I understand about conditions of extremists. I've projected into these things. I've experienced some of these conditions in life. This is when I was trying to upload a video. Trying to upload a video. Let's look at that again. Little flashing thing just disappeared. Anomalous little sounds, and then it shuts off. The whole machine shuts off when they need to rearrange something. So I'm just thoroughly hacked, and this is all being manipulated, and people are being led to believe things that are not real, and I'm getting all these dirty looks from people, and I'm getting these seeming psychic transmissions, but it's probably just all just programmed into me the night before. And then I looked into some tarot readings, and it's like, doesn't look good. I need to get out of here, because to be able to be yourself, and focus on other people, and have love, and experience real beauty that already exists, and is not something that needs excessive cultivation. And that is that's really important. And I'm not so badly off. You know, which one of the Rockefellers was it? Was talking to me. You say, you should just listen. You know, listen, fella. Just find a woman. You could do that. Yeah, of course, that they're aware of, that they've done harm, and people are locked in vicious combat, and there's so much at stake, and it's not that those people don't. I don't know. It's not that they're not really. It's not that they're still human. I mean, but they're not like us. But we have within us the potential to be like them. You know, Donnie. Um, I do love you. I mean, I don't know. Would you like to talk to me? Would you like to talk to me? Is that every time, I begin to think about you, and how good it can be, and they start playing this song in my head. I, you know, I have given you up. I have given you up. That song. They use all these pop songs and a lot of Katy Perry songs and Taylor Swift songs. I noticed they liked it. The people around here, anyway. So I'm just really, all these women. I mean, well, they're not you, Donnie. You know, they seem to lack a perceptiveness. Their eyes aren't quite so beautiful. And, I just like to talk to you. That's all. I'd like, I think everything's been screwed. It's all been screwed up. It's all this. They're only seeming to help me out. They're just screwing. It's all in jest. It's all in jest, and I can't. I'm not going to go with the flow down here. I'm not going to do it. No. Let me show you this book. Let me show you this book. Let me show you this book. Wait one.